Right. Well, can you take us through a day of a madness day in Compton, California? Because I
Imagine,
know you're 33, you're young, so like people think that it's not still going on now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But what is it like a day in the life of a kid that doesn't feel safe and doesn't really, it's not the most safe place to be.
yeah. Okay. So a day in the life in Compton from the time that I was a child or a youth growing up, it was pretty hectic. The times has changed now, but when I was younger, it was, it was survival of the fittest. And those are certain things that you learn early on: how to survive, how to exist, not live. So it was chaotic from the sirens, from the sirens, from the multiple gunshots, from the fights, the arguments, the drugs being sold right in front of you. Uh, every which way you turn, there's a liquor store, and it's and it's just like you're so open to everything. Like nothing's hid. Everything is just there, you know. But the main thing was gangs. The main thing was gangs.
So you were part of a gang.
I was. I was.
At what age did you get involved in that?
16, 15, 16, but I grew up in it. So before I actually choose to take that lifestyle on, people had already,
Initiated you into it.
because of who my family was.
Right. So you were like born into the system
I was
of the gang
born, I
system.
was exactly, I
And
was
you
born
didn't know
into it.
anything else.
Didn't know anything else.
And so what did that lead you to where you are now? When was like your initiation, you got in, and then how was that lifestyle for you?
Well, the lifestyle's been traumatic. I was shot and pronounced dead at the age of 17. Yeah, I was shot and pronounced dead at the age of 17. I was shot in my artery and I had bled out. And
Just randomly shot, or was it
a
just
drive-by shooting, Yeah, about 8 o'clock early Sunday morning. Yeah,
like you had woken up or you were up all night?
I
Or?
didn't wake up. I had woke up. Yeah, I had woke up, went outside, uh, and in Compton, the streets they're live at 8 o'clock in the morning. Music playing, people are out fraternizing, and I had just walked up, and sure enough, a car pulled up and opened fire, and I was struck in my artery, as I was saying. Um, and I was taken to a local hospital. The paramedics don't respond. Sorry to say, paramedics don't respond in neighborhoods like that. So I was taken to a hospital, um, and I woke up 2 days later. 2 days later, and I had the X's engraved in my feet, and I was just asking my family, like, "What is that?" And the doctor that came in, he said, "Man, you were pronounced dead. I've never worked a surgery like this." He said, "Yeah, you have bled out." Yeah, and like it was a blessing for me to be alive today. So yeah,
Wow, at 17 years old. That is
17.
incredible. I
Yeah,
can't even believe that.
yeah, I was
So
17.
that was that a moment for you that made you switch your thinking, your lifestyle, or did that bring you into deeper anger and
You would have
how
thought.
did you react to that?
You would have thought that would have been that turning point.
Yeah.
But like I said, those beliefs, those ideologies that you choose to take on, that wasn't a turning point. If anything, they gave you that fake respect, that fake love, you know, for almost losing your life. It's crazy what people go through to earn another person's approval, validation, or whatever they want to call it. So it wasn't a turning point. Uh, my life had continued to went downhill from there. Um, yeah, so it was just more so like a retaliation mindset. It wasn't no, man, I need to figure out my life or get my life together. Because once you're in it, you don't see out
There is no out.
until you outside, incarcerated.
So you're in two places. You're either dead or incarcerated.
Exactly. And I experienced both, and there's not too many people that can say that. So I didn't really find my true self until I was able to balance myself and center myself spiritually.
And how did that happen?
It happened being in here. Once I understood I was fighting something that I couldn't fight
What's that?
on my own, the justice system. Yeah.